What Anthony Brown has done for gospel music can only be described as phenomenal. I'm Michael Reel, and this is ReelUrbanNews.com. I recently sat down with the Grammy-nominated, Stellar Award-winning gospel recording artist for an exclusive conversation. We discuss his current CD, Everyday Jesus, and we also hear him sing. How surprised are you at the success of Everyday Jesus?
Very surprised about the success of it. You know, you always hope when you are doing what we do to have people supporting it and be a part of it, but you never really know, you know. And I knew going in the door that at least 3 people were going to get that record, and that was me, my mom, and my dad. So, you know, I'm 3 sales in my head, but you just never know how far it's going to go. So for it to go as far as it's gone, it's a huge, huge surprise for me.
You know, speaking off camera with your colleague JoJo,
yeah,
we were talking about the title, Everyday Jesus.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that concept?
Man, it's special to me. You know, I grew up a PK, preacher's kid. You know, my dad is a pastor, and so all my life I've been in church. But there's a huge difference from being in church and having what we go to church for be in you, you know. And so as I've gotten older and matriculated as a man, and, you know, I've realized that there are some days, sometimes when outside of Sunday morning, I don't really have Jesus along with me for my day-to-day life. That's because some things I deal with and go through, you know, I don't want to, quote-unquote, burden him with. I don't want him to have to, you know, see me in that light. And the reality is when you say you're going to be in a relationship with anybody, they have to be able to know you from the inside out, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's what relationships are all about, and that's what makes them strong. It's no different for me with my relationship with Jesus. He wants to be there every day, you know, even on the days when you don't feel so Christian-like. So that's where the title came from for me, is that, you know, the music for me, the heart of it, is really just about embracing the fact that whether I'm feeling like a really great dude or whether I feel like a horrible dude, that there's still a Jesus that loves me. So it's Everyday Jesus.
When you're not feeling well, you coined the phrase, making God proud.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a captivating phrase. What does that mean, to make God proud?
Making God proud. Well, you know, it's like a child to a parent. You know, you really just want to do things that make your parents smile. I remember as a kid growing up, you know, if I washed the dishes a certain way without being asked, if I cleaned my room a certain way, you know, my parents would come home and the joy they felt just because as a son, you know, I did something that they had instructed me to do, but just did it because out of love and out of, you know, being obedient to them. It made them so proud, and then seeing their smiles made me feel so good. So for me, it's like the same thing with my relationship with God. I want to be able to take the things that are in the Word, take the things that I learn from Sunday to Sunday and make them a part of my everyday life. And the more I feel like I do that, I feel like God smiles on that, you know. So that's my objective, is just to make him proud.
You know, technically your musical journey started at the age of 3.
Oh, Jesus.
Your bio describes you as a prodigy.
Oh, man.
Your record sales describe you as a superstar.
Do they really? I want to figure out who's doing this writing, man. This is great. Keep going.
Age 3 is a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute since that moment, and really it was the most random moment ever. You know, I'm walking in the mall with my parents during Christmas time. I remember vividly walking past the piano store. This is back when they used to have piano stores in the mall, and they were playing Pachelbel's Canon over the sound system in the mall. And I remember hearing that melody and just picking it out as a kid, you know. And that's when my parents were like, "Ooh, there might be something to this thing," you know what I mean? So from that day to this one, the music has been my heart, my passion.
Testimony was a huge success for you.
Man, huge. Testimony was the first single for my first project. just eye-opening experience because it almost didn't make the record. Didn't even exist when I turned in what I thought was the completed record. It didn't even exist then. I was just having like a rough day, and I was writing down some things, and out comes this song Testimony. I called my co-producer. I'm like, yo, I know we finished the record, but I got one more song. He was like, no more songs. I'm like, I got one more. And it ended up being Testimony.
When you're having a tough day, what does that mean for an artist like you, a gospel artist?
Tough day? Mm-hmm. Tough day is the greatest canvas to the best songs, you know? I didn't always feel that way. I used to sulk in days that weren't pleasant for me, but now, whenever I'm having a moment or a day that's not that pleasant, I'm always looking for a piano or some place to funnel that creativity, because the toughest days are the most blank canvases for the most beautiful songs, in my opinion. Yeah.
What do you tell young people who are struggling with this 21st century lifestyle that we live in? You're a gospel artist.
Yeah.
You're also a young man.
Yes, sir.
What are you telling young people who look toward you for leadership through your music?
Man, well, first of all, I have a huge heart for the young people. You know, I like to coin myself a forever young person, because my spirit and my attitude is very youthful, and I love them. I think that they are, where you don't invest in young people, you lose your sense of tomorrow completely, because that's who your tomorrow is going to be. When they're watching me, when I'm talking to them, I'm just wanting them to see and know that no matter what your starting point is, it can end up beyond your wildest dreams. That's who I am. I'm a testimony, a testament that God can take you from the most humble and quiet beginnings and take you further than you ever thought you could go. So the one thing that our young people lose because of their environment and what they see is hope. They lose hope that they can go from where they are to somewhere else. And when you lose hope, that's when you settle for where you are. You know what I mean? And so I try to instill in them and beat in them and work with them and sing to them, so that they will know that no matter where you are starting at this present moment, the sky is really the limit, and really even beyond that.
What song on Everyday Jesus speaks to that?
Miracle, for me, is one of the songs that kind of like, every time we do it out, the young people go crazy. And that song just basically says, I'm a living, breathing, walking, talking, moving miracle. People said I'd never. They said I'd never, ever, but stop, look, watch, because I am. Because you're doing it. And so that song, for me, I think speaks to the attitude that you are an overcomer. You're more than a conqueror. You can really do anything that you put your mind to.
You come along at a time when social media is at an all-time high.
Huge.
How have you manipulated these various platforms to increase your visibility?
Well, initially, even as a young person, initially social media was like kryptonite to me, because as you grow and mature and you become more visible, you like to keep some sense of privacy for yourself, and social media kind of like obliterates all of that. So people, first it was just updating the status on Facebook, then it became now you can snap moment to moment what's going on, or now you can Periscope and just stream live wherever you are. It's like, Jesus Christ. But then I thought about it from a evangelistic standpoint. It gives me the wherewithal to reach people that I can't necessarily touch physically, but there are people in Japan and in London and in Africa who will talk to me via Periscope, who will watch my Snapchat, so I'm able to reach so many more people. I think that's really the new age tool that we have to reach people is social media.
Reaching people like you do 24 hours a day must be challenging for you.
It is. It's challenging because, people will take all of you that you allow them to have, So it's important that you do box in some time of balance for yourself, because they will never stop. So it's a little difficult for me to balance it, but it also gives me a chance to not be so self-absorbed, which is weird because, on social media, you're always talking about you. But it makes me a little more less self-absorbed because I'm able to watch other people's stories and draw from their stories even for creative energy when I write and create music.
And you create music with a group called Group Therapy.
Group Therapy. My baby's my heart.
And I was watching a recent interview and you talked about how these people supported you.
Yeah.
I'll paraphrase the interview. You guys, they moved across country with you.
They did.
You guys lived in a one-bedroom, one-window situation.
Oh, you wanted to see the interview, man. Wow. How
impactful, how life-changing?
Oh, man, absolutely pivotal. Sometimes you think back to your tough moments. You asked me a question a little while ago about, those bad days. I thought that was a bad day. Living in a one-bedroom apartment with 10 other people, all the girls in a bedroom, all the guys in the living room. I'm like, this is bad. We're doing bad. But I look back now and I'm like, man, that was the most pivotal, life-changing moment, because in that moment we developed a bond, a closeness that translated into the music that we do, and we wouldn't be who we are today without that moment.
You having a good time?
I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. I love this. I love LA. I love being out here. I love being able to share a little bit of my story. So this is fun.
Gotta keep this music going. What's next musically?
Musically? Ah, man. I don't know. I'm in a weird place right now because Everyday Jesus has not been out for a year yet. It's not even been a year, so I'm still, touring that record every week for the next couple of months. I haven't been home in a while, so hopefully home is in the future. But somewhere in between that, already my well is kind of open with writing something different, and I have an idea where I want to go next. So
yeah, JoJo was saying that you're one of the rare artists, or one of the gifted artists, who kind of conceives their own concept.
yeah, I do. I love getting these. I get like what I call them downloads. I'm riding on the bus or I'm on the train on the Amtrak. And I'll look out the window. I'll see a scenario, and from that scenario, a song will be birthed. That's just how the process happens for me. And everybody's process is different, but for me, that's how it happens. It just kind of downloads for me. And so that's why I love life, because every day of life is a day where I can gain some more inspiration for some of these songs that I'm writing. I love it. It's like a blank canvas every day.
When I thought about your song, Worth,
Yeah.
love the lyrics.
Thank you.
As let's say a seasoned,
As a seasoned.
I love Love Lifted Me,
Yes, sir.
and when nothing else would help.
Yeah.
How
That's my
important is it that we keep those songs?
Yeah. Well, you know what? For me
relevant?
as a young person, it's like this is the bridge. My parents' generation grew up on hymns. The church of today and the young kids growing up today, they never heard of the hymns, And so for me being caught in the middle, I like to bridge what was traditionally great for yesterday and what is great for today and bring them together. And so the kids get a new appreciation for the hymns, and then my parents' generation, they love and accept us because at least we honored them and what it was that they brought to the table of gospel music. So I think it's important. You will always, on every record I do, you will always hear a lean back to a hymn of some kind.
A lean back.
Yeah. I actually want to do a whole project. It won't be my next one, but one of my projects I'm going to do a hymn project completely, where I'll take the hymns, standard versions, and then God has given me a gift to arrange and whatnot, so I'm going to arrange them a little different and present them in a way that the new kids can understand it too. So take the hymn and take the new arrangement and put them together. That's going to be one of my projects for sure.
The hymns of the church have been so important.
Yes, sir.
Particularly to the black worship experience, and we're looking forward to your project dealing with hymns. Can you take your music and introduce it to a secular audience?
You know what? There was a time when I felt like, out of nervousness, that it wouldn't be received. But as of late, I just did an incredible showcase last night with the ASCAP Awards, and here I am on a platform sharing what I love in front of an audience of people who may know, may not know, and to see how they received it, let me know this. People are looking for real. They are attracted to what is authentic, no matter what it is. And when you give people what is authentic, they will gravitate towards it. So I think even with the hymns and even with my current project, I just bear from my heart. It is as real and raw as it gets. And I feel like if you give people that, whether they listen to secular music or jazz or R&B or pop, they will draw to whatever is authentic. And that's what I feel like Everyday Jesus is about. I'm not giving them my religion. I'm giving them a relationship that's real and letting them decide for themselves how they feel about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what draws people in, not just the church community, but the world at large.
Do you see yourself working with secular artists, recording and singing?
Sure enough. Like, you know, the reality for me is there are a lot of things in music, period, across the board that started out in the church somewhere.
Sure.
A lot of the artists that I love who are R&B secular artists, you know, and people classify them that because we have to classify everybody, you know. They grew up singing in church choir, so they understand it, they know about it. There are plenty of artists out there right now who I'm waiting to check off my list, you know, who are not gospel artists, but I think have the heart and the soul and the passion. Yeah.
If someone asks you to describe your music,
Yes, sir.
it's award-winning music. Wow. It's powerful. It's feeling. It's emotional.
Thank you.
How would you describe Anthony Brown's music?
If I were to describe it about myself, I would say it's light music. Light music in the sense that you're going to feel joy. You're going to feel hope. You're going to feel the things that I feel the world is in desperate need of right now. There are some things that we may not be able to change. There are some things that we can change. And I feel like throughout history, music has been on the front line of making statements that change and shift a culture. Mine is called light music because I feel like with all of the darkness that is presented on a daily basis, whether it be on, you know, through the news, the media, there's so many things that are negative. I feel like this music that I'm giving people is light music. It's something positive. It's something uplifting. Something to make you get up in the morning. And you know, you think about the bigger victory, like, you know, getting to the end of something that's really great for you. But I'm just trying to get you up out of the bed. And sometimes that's the hardest battle. You know what I mean? So the music that I aspire to do, the music that I try to give, is music to help people deal with the small battles they deal with every single day. If you can get up, then you can get out. And if you can get out, then you can get free. Yeah.
Can't let you go without talking about your phenomenal Stellar Award victory, victory lap.
Oh my God. It still catches me off guard. You know, people talk about it because I just left from the Grammys earlier that week, which was a huge, huge moment. One that I still look back at. I'm so grateful. But I remember sitting there and, you know, never even believing I would be there. And then that wasn't my day. You know, they didn't call my name. And I remember feeling like, oh man, well, you know, it was fun to be here, but, you know, maybe the award thing is not for me. And I left there, and in the same week, I go to the Stellars, and they call my name over and 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 over again. Like 10 times they call my name, and I'm like, you know, earlier that week I was my greatest disappointment, and then later in the week it's my greatest joy. You know, it was an unbelievable moment. I don't know if I could have ever lived that day again, but I always had the memory of that day. It'll never leave.
I can feel it now.
Yeah, it'll never leave. It was unbelievable. I cried real grown man tears that day. Real grown man tears. It was not pretty. I don't even look back at it no more. I don't want to see it, you know. But there's no way you can hide that level of emotion, you know, when you do all that you do to share with people. And we don't do it because of the awards, you know. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. It's not because of the awards that I do it, but everybody wants to be acknowledged or appreciated for what they do. And so I sat there, again, coming off one of the greatest lows that I ever had. And then here this moment comes. It just reminded me of my favorite scripture that says that God is not unjust to forget your labor of love. He doesn't forget the things you do that nobody knows about. And he'll reward you in his time, you know. So that was just my time.
Everyday Jesus.
Everyday Jesus. Simple melody, simple song. Out of it, it has literally changed my life, you know, so far. It's the song I keep singing. It's the song I keep trying to share. It's the one that I want everybody to hear and know. Yeah.
You In addition to being really a gospel superstar,
Oh man.
you still work at the church.
Absolutely. The church is my passion, it's my heart, It's where I feel most comfortable. This is probably where I feel least comfortable. But working with voices and whatnot is what I love. And so I have this incredible church in Maryland called the First Baptist Church of Glenarden. It's Pastor John Jenkins. He gets it. He just understands it. He makes it practical so that everybody can understand it. And 20,000 people and 4 services later, it's grown to this amazing thing that I'm blessed to serve every Sunday. So as much as I travel during the week, I try my best to be back home for Sunday morning service. I direct the choir, I sing, I be a part of the service, and we have 4 of them, 8, 10, 12, 6:30. Every Sunday, I'm like, do y'all sure y'all need this much Jesus? But, but it's a great experience. It is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How do you balance that? Because you're like I said, you're young.
Yeah.
You're out and about.
Yeah.
You've enjoyed enormous success singing about Jesus, yet you're not a Bible thumper.
When I read the Bible and I hear about the stories of Jesus, he wasn't overtly religious. He just related to people. He was a master of public relations. And so that's what I think it's all about. It's not about trying to shove down a scripture down somebody's throat. It's about relating to them. You win more people that way. And in the Bible, we're always referenced as fishermen, But anybody that knows anything about fishing knows you don't go to the lake and yell at the fish, hey, I'm coming in here to get you. You know what I mean? You put bait there, something that attracts them. That's how you win fish. And so it's the same way about winning people. You win people by caring about them, by listening to them, by trying to relate to how they feel, as opposed to just trying to shove down their throat what you feel.
You're getting ready to go on tour.
Yeah.
This instrument is clearly a central part of your entire life.
It is.
And you're going to take your music around the country.
Yeah.
Tell me about the importance of touring.
Man, touring is everything because for me, it allows me to connect with the audience. When I get to sit at the piano and on any given night and just sing from my heart and let them connect with my heart. I love it most because it is as real and raw as you can get as an artist. When you are at your favorite artist concert and they're singing, it could be a good vocal day, it could be a bad vocal day, it could be a good day choreography, it could be a bad day, but whatever it is, you're giving them you. And that audience gets to connect with you in a way that they can't connect with you on a CD project or, listen to your music on the radio. So I love it because it connects me with people, and that's what I love to do. Yeah.
You're clearly the real deal.
I don't know about that. I'm the real me. And it took me a long time to get to that point, even in my own life. But I'm just a firm believer that, everything that is me, the things that I love about myself, the things that I don't love about myself, that God has every intent to use all of it. You know what I mean? I'm not a perfect person by far. I have a laundry list, probably more flaws than I have things that I want to brag about. But I think even that ends up working out in my favor because people want to be able to feel like they are, you understand them. So I don't sit from a place where, I've done something that anybody has not done. I sit from a place where I want you to know that no matter who you are, no matter what you got going on, there's something great inside of there that can be used to help other people. Yeah. Yeah, that's my heart. Who said it best to me? It was one of my favorite songs that he did. This is funny for a gospel artist to sit here with you and sing songs like these, but he said, we're just ordinary people. I love this song. We don't know which way to go. 'Cause we're ordinary people. Maybe we'll just take it slow. Take it slow, oh. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow, oh. This time we'll take it slow. I love it, that's my truth. We're just ordinary people, we don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? We're all out here trying to figure it out. I just think I found one piece of something that helps me to figure it out, and that's my everyday Jesus. So I just bring him along in my everyday struggle, my everyday journey, try to share with people that piece of the breadcrumb trail. You know what I mean? I don't know everybody's journey. I don't know where they're all going, but I try to leave my own breadcrumbs for people to follow, you know. Come follow who I'm following. That's it.
This song's dedicated
to everyone.
everyone who made it.
Yeah.
Through any test or trial,
Hopeless situation.
hopeless situation. Now you have a story.
The angels can't sing.
Angels can't sing in glory.
You're redeemed.
You're redeemed from the hand of the enemy.
Yeah. Here we go.
Whether it's in the courtroom, fighting in the boardroom, trying to feed your family, or kicked out underneath you.
God's able.
God is more than able. He can turn the table.
So turn and tell.
Turn and tell your neighbor now it's time for you to
Yeah.